Last year, Sony released a versatile all-in-one full-frame lens, the 24-105mm f4, and today we're going to take it for a little spin. So the Sony 24-105mm f4 lens is a super versatile all-in-one lens designed for landscapes and anything all the way up to the telephoto range. It's got a constant aperture performance of f4 throughout its focal length, so you get constant light performance as well as depth of field control. In terms of holding the lens, it's quite a compact lens, has a nice form factor to it, and it's well-rounded, so it fits nicely in your hand. The two rings on it, the focus ring and the zoom ring, are both well rubberized, and unlike the Sony 24-70 f4, the focus ring is quite spaced out from the zoom ring, so it's nice and comfortable to use. In terms of the resistance of the rings, the zoom ring feels quite nice, and the focus ring is a bit loose, so just keep that in mind when using the lens. On the side of the lens, you've got two switches. You've got an autofocus and manual focus switch, as well as an optical image stabilization on and off switch. In terms of the actual construction of the lens, it feels very solid. It's made out of a hard plastic and it's dust and moisture resistant. So now I'm just going to go over the key features of the Sony 24-105mm f4 lens. Firstly, it's got a 9-rounded blade aperture diaphragm for smooth bokeh. Secondly, it's got 4 spherical elements, which 2 of them are advanced elements to help with spherical aberrations as well as distortion. Thirdly, it's got 3 extra low dispersion elements to combat color fringing. Fourthly, it's got 2 coatings. One is a nano AR coating to help with reflections and glare, and it's got fluorine coating to help against fingerprints and fight against the elements. In terms of autofocus, it's got a direct drive supersonic autofocus motor for fast and quiet performance. Last but not least, it's got optical image stabilization to work with the in-body for a very, very stabilized performance. So normally I'm not used to using an all-in-one lens, but it's really nice having a focal length that can do some good landscapes as well as telephoto work as well. And especially coming from such a premium feeling lens and with great optics, the photos on this are amazing and the performance of it is quite good as well. In terms of the autofocus, it's nice and snappy, super smooth. I've got it on an A7R Mark II at the moment, so really I'm not using the lens to its fullest potential, but it is fantastic. In terms of actually using the lens, the rubberized grips are awesome. Like, I've used them for a bit now. It feels super comfortable to use. Shooting with it is really nice and fun. The optical image stabilization works pretty well. I have to admit, working well with the in-body stabilization. All my shots around 105 are quite stable and I'm not really feeling any shake when I'm looking through the viewfinder. So overall, the lens feels quite solid, performs well. Let's see how the samples come out. So for our samples for today, we shot them using the Sony A7R Mark II combined with the Sony 24-105mm f4. The photos are impressively sharp from corner to corner, and it's really apparent when you step down. It controls distortion quite well, and vignetting is kept to a minimum. There is a bit of chromatic aberration that is commonly found in zoom lenses, but Sony have done a great job to make it non-apparent. Bokeh is quite nice, and for an f4 lens and an all-in-one lens, this is quite a high-performing lens. So my final thoughts on the Sony 24-105mm f4. Firstly, yes, it does come at a premium price, costing around 2,000 Australian. If you're looking for an all-in-one lens that does landscape all the way up to telephoto, that gives you the same premium quality, then this lens is definitely the lens for you. For videographers, it's got a constant depth of field throughout the focal length and it covers you for a nice range, and it can be attractive for that as well. The best thing about this lens is it's not limited to just beginners like some all-in-ones out there on the market. It's definitely an all-in-one lens designed for beginners and professionals in video and photography. If you have any questions on the lens, make sure to pop them in the comments below. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram and our blog for full written reviews and just to know what's going on in store. And if you liked our video, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on our next update. And just before we forget, we post videos every Tuesday and Thursday Australian time. AST, baby. Upon holding the lens, it feels quite nice. It's got a nice round, it's nice and round. Oh hell yeah, dude, that's what you want in a lens. In terms of the autofocus, it's got a super linear, supersonic, I'm just making up words as I go now.